even time, you mentioned space-time. Time is not what you read on your the dial of your watch. Uh, Time is the observation. I have this book called Time and Beauty. Time is the observation of change.
Time is the
And,
observation of change.
yeah, and this is as old as the Homo sapiens. The reality or the confidence of the in the observer, the confidence that what he saw today is different than what he saw yesterday, and then from which the conviction that what he sees today will look different tomorrow, and from this words such as now, before, and the future. These are words, many words describing this phenomenon of observing the same thing. The fact that there's a difference between new and old. Get it? And then when the highly civilized, relatively speaking, civilized people showed up, such as the Greeks, they used a single word for everything that I told you, called chronos. Chronos for time. Time. The
Oh,
time,
chronology.
yeah, chronos, time. It meant
Hmm.
this phenomenon of the fact that new is different than old, and now is different than before. And but every individual has this observation that new is different than before. In other words, time physically is a personal observation. And I mean, I read Einstein pivoted his belief in relativity to the fact that there are all these individuals observing and not being really, from his point of view, expected to agree on every single observation, from which, in this case, the observation that time has passed. That's a personal thing. But in a highly advanced society, that had already the telescope and other highly advanced instruments, came and also travel over time zones, okay, came the technology of informing the whole globe uh, to standardize this observation of change, the perceived change. And so the so-called clock time is a convention at Greenwich and these places. This is recent stuff. The watchmaking is quite interesting. Has a history that comes from Czechoslovakia and Prussia. Um, the But this is recent. So
Hmm.
the clock is a way of giving every individual a repair, a point of reference to compare, say, Adrian's perception of the time of day with yours. That's why I asked you about your meridian. Uh,
Hmm.
but I'm not stupid to believe that time to you is the same as time to me, from which the impression that time flies, which happens in older people, um, the impression that time stops and happens in people of your age who fall in love and lose their minds, Um, see how different this time thing is. It's,
Hmm.
it's individual. It's individual. I may have told you last time we spoke. There are these people who demonstrated how true what I just said, how true it is. They spend weeks in caves, in darkness, to prevent themselves from seeing sunlight, and then they came out reporting to the world what day it is. Yeah, and
You didn't speak about this last time.
I think it's in the book Time and Beauty, and they were off by a whole week. Off. because living alone in darkness, they had no idea when it was time to go to bed, but they had to sleep, you see.
Yes.
And every person, yeah, every person uh, stayed up working, I guess, with the candlelight or flashlight, uh, much longer hours every day, while every time they would sleep at night in the cave, they would cross one day in the calendar. And all these experiments agreed in one sense, which was that the the person came out of the cage had had spent a lot more time being awake during one of his days, and that's why the day that was on the notebooks of those in the cave um, had happened outside the cave 1 week earlier.
Okay.
Meaning, yeah, meaning for them in the cave, time had stopped because they had the opportunity uh, to work and to think and all that. But they were alone. I don't even know why they were so interested in not sleeping. You see, uh,
I don't know. I guess you have to try it out for yourself.
probably they were really happy with their own ideas. Uh, People write to me with these anecdotes, which are actually documented plenty once you're alerted to their existence. Um, and and then I get a kick out of the fact that they make sense. That uh, meaning that these experiments from 100 years ago were heralding the truth that I shared with you, which is that time is a personal observation. The name has nothing to do with the observation. The observation is a difference between, meaning the observation of change. That is what time is.
I love that definition. It's succinct, it's not jargony, and it makes sense right off the bat.
Repeat. What?
I said I like that definition a lot because it makes sense, it's succinct, and it's not jargony, and it's something you understand right off the bat. Like there's no confusion about what do you mean?
It's for a man in the street, and that's a very good society to try to communicate with. Uh,
Okay.
those people, I mean, the scientists, take them with a grain of salt. They're okay, educated, um, but that's it's like the butter on the slice of bread. It's just a like a coat of paint.
Hmm.
The common folk have wisdom galore.
I agree with that sentiment a lot, actually.